When a buyer walks into your home, they're looking for reasons to pay less, not more. Those small issues you've learned to live with are actually costing you thousands at closing. Some problems can completely derail your sale. In today's video, I'm revealing the top deal breakers that sellers miss but buyers instantly spot. Did you know that 63% of buyers will walk away without making an offer when they see one specific problem? I'll show you which issues must be fixed before listing and not leave up to negotiation later, and the one critical issue that sends buyers running. Fixing these problems now can mean real money in your pocket. What if I told you the small issues you've lived with for years are the exact things making buyers walk away? You know that creaky floorboard you've been meaning to fix since 2019? Or that slight water stain in the corner of the ceiling that you barely notice anymore? These seemingly minor details could be costing you thousands on your home sale. Here's the thing. As homeowners, we develop what I call home blindness. It's this fascinating psychological phenomenon where you literally stop seeing the flaws in your own home. That dripping faucet becomes background noise. The slight crack in the bathroom towel fades from your awareness. The scuff marks on the baseboards invisible to you now. But when potential buyers walk through your front door, they're seeing everything with fresh, critical eyes. And trust me, they're looking for reasons to negotiate your price down or walk away entirely. They're not emotionally attached to your home. They're making what might be the biggest financial decision of their lives, and they're on high alert. Let me share the first major red flags that sends buyers running. Isolated fresh paint patches. I'm telling you, nothing raises suspicion faster than seeing one random section of ceiling or wall freshly painted while the rest shows age. Buyers immediately think, what are they hiding under there? They assume worst case scenarios, water damage, mold, structural issues, even if you were just touching up a minor imperfection. Another deal breaker, overwhelming scents. When buyers walk in and get hit with a wall of air fresheners, plugins, or scented candles, their suspicion meters go into override. They don't think, oh, how lovely. They think you're masking pet odors, mold problems, or other unpleasant smells. Their imagination runs wild with what might be beneath those artificial fragrances. And then there's the obvious do-it-yourself repairs, the DIY. They are immediate value killers. Uneven flooring, patchy paint jobs, or tiles that don't quite line up. These tell buyers that other aspects of the home may be similarly substandard. Carpet buckling is another one. This can suggest neglect rather than care, making buyers question the overall quality of your home. Let me tell you about a client of mine who learned this lesson the hard way. They had a minor leak from an upstairs toilet. Simple fix. Replace the wax ring, patch the ceiling below, and painted just that spot. During inspection, the buyers zeroed in on that one painted section immediately. What really happened? How bad was the leak? Was there mold? Was it a recurring issue? The seller had no documentation since it was just a minor fix. But to the buyers, red flag city. They requested additional inspections, got spooked, and ultimately walked away from what was otherwise a perfect home, all because of one painted ceiling patch that could have been avoided completely if they repainted the entire ceiling instead. That painted ceiling patch story is just the tip of the iceberg. In my 20 years of helping homeowners sell their properties, I've identified 3 psychological triggers that make buyers assume your minor issues are actually major disasters just waiting to happen. And they're probably hiding in plain sight in your home right now. Here's the reality about selling your home. It's not just about what buyers see. It's about what their brains automatically assume when they spot something concerning. That small crack in the wall, that slightly warped kitchen floor, to you, these might seem like nothing, but to a buyer walking through your home for the first time, they're flashing red flags saying, what else is wrong with this house? I want you to understand something crucial about buyer psychology. When someone is considering making what might be the largest purchase of their life, their brain is on high alert for problems. They don't just see issues, they instantly catastrophize them. Remember, buyers aren't just buying a house, they're trying to avoid making a mistake. Let me give you a real example I see constantly. For example, a little water damage on the kitchen laminate floor near the dishwasher. In the buyer's mind, they're not seeing a simple leak that was fixed. They're already picturing extensive mold growing underneath your entire floor. That minor crack in the foundation from normal settling, they're mentally calling a structural engineer and calculating a $20,000 repair bill. Or even worse, calling dad for an opinion who we know will flip out when he finds out what they're paying for your house. What happens next is fascinating. Once doubt creeps into a buyer's mind, it's nearly impossible to shake. I've watched countless potential buyers walk away from perfect homes because one small issue triggered their fight or flight response. Their thought process goes something like this. If they didn't take care of this obvious problem, what nightmare issues could there be where I can't see? The worst part, these perceptions create real financial consequences. What could have been a simple $200 fix for you before listing suddenly becomes either a major negotiation hurdle or worse, a deal killer. And once buyers start doubting, they typically don't just ask for the cost of fixing the actual issue. They want compensation for the perceived risk and inconvenience too. So before you list your house, you need to walk through it pretending you're a suspicious buyer seeing it for the first time. Replace the warped floor area. Properly patch and repaint the ceiling stain. The entire ceiling, not just the spot. Get that buckling carpet stretched and seal those minor cracks the right way. Because in real estate, small issues don't just look like small issues. They look like the beginning of something much bigger and much more expensive. Okay, so you've been so focused on all those interior issues that you might be missing where your sale could actually fail before buyers even reach the doorknob. Think about it. What's the very first thing potential buyers see when they pull up to your property? That's right, your landscape and exterior. Your home's exterior is the first handshake with potential buyers, setting the tone for everything that follows. Let me tell you something that might surprise you. Many buyers are making split-second judgments about your home while they're still sitting in the car. When they see overgrown bushes or trees touching your roof, they're mentally calculating all the problems that might be hiding inside too. Here's the psychology at work. If you couldn't be bothered to trim the trees away from your roof, what else have you neglected? Those trees touching your house create legitimate entry points for pests and can cause serious damage to your roof structure. Buyers immediately recognize these things as expensive problems waiting to happen. Another major red flag, one that buyers might not even notice at first, is improper grading around your foundation. But the home inspector definitely will. If your landscaping slopes towards the house instead of away from it, it raises an immediate concern about water intrusion. And once that's noted in the report, it doesn't just stop with a simple request to regrade the yard. Buyers will likely push for additional testing, like a mold or air quality assessment, just to rule out any hidden damage. Now, instead of a straightforward fix, you're looking at unexpected expenses and potential deal delays. Addressing grading issues before listing not only protects your home's value, but also saves you from costly surprises when you're already deep in negotiations. Studies show that a well-maintained exterior can increase your home's perceived value by 5 to 11%. Think of it like the cover of a best-selling book. It has to look good enough for people to want to open it. That's thousands of dollars in your pocket just for addressing basic exterior maintenance issues. I've watched countless buyers make instant judgments based solely on exterior condition. When a home has immaculate landscaping with proper grading, buyers walk in already impressed and much more likely to overlook minor interior issues. Okay, so that beautiful first impression might get buyers through the door, but what's hiding behind your walls could send them running faster than any overgrown landscape ever could. I've seen countless sales collapse in the final hour over issues the seller never even considered important. And here's the really scary part. Some of these problems can come back to haunt you years after you've already handed over the keys. So what are these hidden deal killers that can destroy your sale in an instant? Pest evidence, mold issues, and disclosure problems. The silent threats that destroy both your home value and buyer trust. These three often stay invisible until the dreaded home inspection, when suddenly weeks or even months of marketing efforts evaporate in minutes. Those tiny mouse droppings, for buyers, they're flashing neon signs reading major infestation. Pest evidence triggers an immediate psychological response where buyers imagine walls filled with critters, compromised structures, and thousands in remediation costs. And let me tell you, nothing kills a deal faster than walking into a home and seeing mouse traps. If I, someone who sees houses every day, get completely turned off by that, imagine how a buyer feels. For those of us with a rodent phobia or even just a mild paranoia, seeing any sign of mice is a full stop. Mold and mildew are other deal breakers in today's market. Health-conscious buyers immediately think about respiratory issues and long-term health implications. During the pandemic real estate frenzy, buyers may have overlooked small patches of mildew, but now they're researching air quality reports on their phone before we can finish the showing. Homes with even a little mold see a dramatic drop in value because buyers simply walk away. And before we wrap up, let me tell you this. The most dangerous hidden deal killer isn't your walls or foundation. It's what you fail to disclose. Imagine this. You sell your home without mentioning that basement leak that you fixed yourself. 3 years later pass and a heavy storm rolls in and suddenly the new owner is dealing with major water damage. Now you're facing legal fees, remediation costs, and possibly a lawsuit for failing to disclose a known issue. Think your responsibility ends at closing? Not if you fail to disclose. Legal and financial consequences can follow you for years. The law is clear. If you knew about a problem and didn't disclose it, you can still be held liable even after closing. Those disclosure forms aren't just paperwork. They're legal documents that can either protect you or come back to haunt you. The solution? Easy. Full transparency. Being thorough and honest in your disclosures. It just isn't about protecting buyers. It's the best legal protection you can give yourself. Here's my final tip, and it might be the most valuable one yet. The real secret to a successful home sale isn't having a flawless property. It's understanding what makes buyers tick and understanding potential problems before they discover them. Let me be crystal clear about something. The return on investment here is absolutely worth it. For every dollar you invest in fixing these issues we just discussed, you're likely to see a 2 to 3 return in your final sale price. That's money directly in your pocket. Plus, you'll avoid all the headaches of renegotiations, failed deals, and that awful pit in your stomach when a buyer walks away. I've seen it time and again. Sellers who take proactive steps to address these common issues sell faster and for more money. If you're planning to list soon and want personalized guidance on which specific issues to tackle for your unique property, I'm here to help. If you're in Maryland, I can personally guide you through the process. Not in Maryland? No problem. I have a nationwide network of top-tier agents who share my same commitment to strategy and results. Just fill out the simple form. It's in the description box below, and I'll personally match you with the best of the best in your area at no cost to you. Thanks again for watching. I truly appreciate your time and support. If you found this video helpful, please hit the subscribe button. It helps me continue creating valuable content for you. And if you have any questions or topics you'd like me to cover, drop them in the comment. I'm always here to help. Thank you guys so much. God bless you, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.